don't understand why small businesses punish customers for doing business with them. And I'm talking about convenience fees and upcharging literally everything.
You can't fuck people over and then expect them to continue to like buy your shit.
But I have noticed a lot of unnecessary drama when it comes to businesses on TikTok. And to be honest, I don't understand why.
All I can say is, where's the tears? The whole video, there was no tears.
Because if the business is not being entitled and being rude to customers, then they're just saying stuff that is very unhinged and out of touch. So today, friends, we're diving deep into the world of TikTok businesses or online businesses in general, and just trying to understand why they cause so much drama. My name is Wapina. Welcome back. Happy to see you. And let's get into the video. So first of all, we're going to dive right in with the nail kit controversy, because that one is a little bit unhinged, and to me it just felt so unnecessary.
I thought that we would see the day as licensed nail techs where OPI decided to finally sell out. They're now making at-home DIY gel kits for the average consumer. Pretty much saying fuck you to the licensed professionals over the last 30 years who have made them filthy fucking rich.
First of all, as a lot of people have stated, and I'm sure you've heard this already, DIYers have always existed. Like, we have always existed. We didn't need a kit. We were able to collect items and create our own kit, but it has just been made a bit more convenient for us to have the kit. I've only gone to do my nails like once in my whole life. I know, look at them. They look so disgusting. I'm not someone who has the money to go out and get my nails done, so I have to do them by myself. And I just buy some cheap nail polish. I have like, me and my mom have been like collecting nail polish for like a long time. So we have like a bag of nail polish that we just switch up colors and we move on with our lives.
I'm beyond disappointed. I'm so sick of brands basically telling us to go fuck ourselves when we made them what they are as professionals.
I think it's become very popular for people to blame or like point fingers at huge corporations. I understand that to an extent, yes, they can, shit on you and whatever, but I think majority of the time, there's a bit of entitlement that comes with thinking that people owe you a lot of things. And there's also a little bit of naivety when it comes to working with corporations, because they prioritize profit. So if you're going to work with them, you need to prioritize what you're getting from them. Don't prioritize what they're doing for you or like hope that they never, because there's going to be a time when they're going to betray you. There's going to be a time when they're going to do something that is going to negatively affect you in the name of making profit. We've seen this countless times with even streaming services where they say, we're going to provide the consumer with access to whatever they want to watch without ads, but then start making people pay to watch ads. So by now we should know better than to expect brands to stand up for us. And I think if you feel like a brand is not aligning with you, just avoid them. Like, really just avoid.
Why are we doing this anymore? Why are we bothering even having licensing and having regulation if these brands are just not going to follow suit and just give a middle finger to the rest of us?
If you just calculate, like, not even half of women go to the nail salon. I think maybe not even a quarter of women go to the nail salon to get their nails done. So yeah, I think the anger was misplaced in this situation. Just to add a bit more context, in case you don't even know what OPI is. OPI, a division of Wella Company, is for professionals, newbies, and at-home gurus. As you can see, it states clearly it's for professionals, newbies, and at-home gurus. And I identify as an at-home guru, so there's that. So the whole point of this brand is to provide nail polish or nail equipment to not only the professionals, but to also the everyday person who just wants to paint their nails. It doesn't matter what you're planning to do, and it doesn't matter if you have a business or not, you're still a customer of theirs. And I think that's where maybe the misunderstanding is, because maybe for the everyday consumer, we don't really know about the brands. We just usually look at the nail polish and we're like, okay, I can afford that. I'll get that and I'll use that. But then like for professionals, they have like brands that they stick to, that they trust, because the quality of the nails that they do matters to the customer. And I think that's why I thought that this brand was specifically for them, because maybe they provide them with really, really good stuff. And I think maybe that was misplaced.
I've been seeing all the discourse about OPI and the gel nail kit. The only thing that I haven't seen anybody talk about is that as service providers, our target demographic is not DIYers. When you enter an industry where you're providing a service, there is always people who would rather do it themselves instead of paying someone to do it for them. Those are not the people you're trying to convince to sit in.
And those are people like me that cannot afford to go. I mean, it would be nice to go. I remember the first time I experienced it, I was like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. Like this guy was like doing my nails. He was like, ha, 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 you're so pretty. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then he was like, oh my gosh, your nails, they look so beautiful. I was like, oh, stop it, stop it, stop it. But like at the end of the day, I loved the experience. I enjoyed it, but I just cannot afford to go there every every month or every other week or whatever it is, or however long people go and do their nails for. I just did it as an experience, like the people who do their own hair, the people who wash their own cars, the people who build their own houses. Like it's just, there's always someone who's going to have to do it on their own because they have different circumstances from the other person.
In your chair. Quite honestly, you're probably never going to win that battle. You are trying to convince the people who like to get services done to come to you. It takes the investment of a lot of time and a lot of money sometimes to learn a new skill and learn how to do it well. I want the people who can't be bothered to do any of that. They want to just come sit in my chair and look pretty and then let me do my thing and then leave looking prettier. I'm trying to convince them to pick me instead of picking somebody else.
Convenience is the reason why people pay for services. For example, I remember like the last time I went to the hair salon to braid my hair was probably like 2 years ago. Like this whole time I've just been braiding my own hair. I have very sensitive skin. Like I had gone the day before and I had told her, oh, I want to come braid my hair the next day, but then I need to wash the wigs. I was like, I can pay right now. Then you give me the wigs. I go home, I wash them, then I come with them the next day. She was like, no, it's fine. I'll wash them for you. And then like, I don't know. I just felt like she wasn't interested in washing the wigs. Like she just didn't want to do it. But then like if I braid my hair without washing the wigs, I'm going to scratch and I'm going to give myself like little soles on my scalp. And I just didn't want to do that. It wasn't worth it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to braid my own hair. Like I could just put a movie on and just braid my hair and forget about it. And that's what I just did.
I'm not convincing a DIYer to leave the comfort of their home and come here with me. If you're upset at OPI for making a DIY gel nail kit because you think you're going to lose clients or that they're going to kill the industry, those were never really your clients anyway. I'm not bothered by OPI's new product and I'm still going to use OPI because I think it's also important to acknowledge that there's still a whole section of their website where you need a license to purchase from. So I don't really know if that's called selling out. Personally, I'm not really threatened. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel scared. I don't feel any type of way towards this because at the end of the day, we've been able to buy gel polish on Amazon for years now. So if you're going to do your nails at home, do your research and be safe. That's all I have to say about it.
Because again, there's certain nail techs that don't even have licenses. Like actually, this is my first time hearing that a nail tech has a license because I kid you not, the guy who did my nails the first time doesn't have a license. So my next issue is with businesses that say they do one thing and then do the exact opposite. Like it's like how a lot of businesses are into diversity or being eco-friendly and just like caring about the environment and whatnot, and then you find out like, oh my gosh, they have like the worst working conditions, terrible chemicals, and just do the worst stuff. And I think diversity is one of those issues that a lot of makeup brands are facing. If you want to have makeup for a specific type of person, do that. Just do that. And I know it can be a little bit difficult, especially in this climate where if your business is white focused, then you're racist. But then if it's like, brown for brown people, or if it's like for black people, it's like, oh my gosh, you're just like creating for a demographic that doesn't have, right? So there's that whole situation. But I think if you're going to do that, you need to do that. Like you just have to be honest about it and just don't try and fake diversity. And if that's what you really believe, then fight for it. Fight for it. Fight for the white girls. Okay? Period.
The Pink Honey drama has been impossible to ignore, so here's an explanation of what's been going on. So Pink Honey is a UK-based makeup brand and they're really popular on TikTok Shop. And they recently took a lot of UK-based beauty influencers on a staycation, so basically a brand trip. But as you can see from this picture that was posted during the trip, there is no diversity whatsoever. I think one of the most diverse things about this group is that one of them had red hair. And this trip would have cost the brand a lot, like everything is branded. So this trip will...
That's mental. One of them had red hair. Oh my god, a ginger. We love gingers. We love them. I was seeing this going around, like black people and gingers have got like a thing. Totally, it's true. It's true. I 100% agree with that.
Been planned with the intention of getting a lot of social media coverage. Creators inside and outside of the beauty industry have called out Pink Honey on the total lack of diversity, saying that in 2023 we shouldn't have to be calling out brands to remind them to be inclusive, and that there are so many creators out there of other races and genders that would have been perfect for this trip had they been given the opportunity. After a couple of days, Pink Honey eventually put out an apology video, and they say that the lack...
I think it's very important, especially if a brand is focused on diversity, to have also a diverse staff, so that if someone is being biased towards a certain group of people, like maybe it could be black people, it could be brown people, it could be white people, there's always that balance to remind you, like, whoa, we haven't included anyone else with like different skin tones. What about the brown people? How are they going to associate with the brand? Like, we're trying to include everyone and show them that they're represented within the brand. So if you can't even do that as a brand, then
diversity was never their intention. The girls that were invited on the trip were just invited because they promoted the brand the most, and that the trip was just a thank you. There was actually no expectation to post anything on socials. I feel like that argument doesn't really fly because literally everything was branded. And Pink Honey did actually have a story.
Why is it that other groups of people, like other shades and skin tones of people, are not promoting their brand? Why is it that? Because maybe they don't feel included enough. You're supposed to ask your customers and tell them, oh, what do you think we should improve on? What do you think we should do? And I think it's very important. And I think if brands really led with honesty and really said, you know what, we're trying to do this diversity thing, and we just need you guys to help us understand what we need to do. Like, it's that simple, and people would be so happy to help you with that. People would be so happy to inform you on what to do, what not to do, and all of these things, especially when it comes to like brown people and black people. Like, they're very open with like telling you what they want. You just have to ask them.
Highlight with all the coverage that they got on that trip as well. I do think this is a wake-up call for Pink Honey, but I also think it should be a wake-up call for other brands that don't put diversity and inclusion at the forefront, so that in 2024 we're not still having this same conversation and brand trips don't look like this. But let me know what you think.
If you're giving people a promise of doing something, you need to do it, especially if you're a business or a brand.
To address the things that are going on social media, right?
I was just about to go to bed, and then my sister told me about that video. And all I can say is, where's the tears? The whole video, there was no tears. The fake voice to try to make it sound like you've been crying. Your eyes are not red. There is no signs or symptoms that you have been.
And again, crying has become one of those things that people just don't buy anymore. Like, people just like over it. Like, if you did something wrong, just sit there and accept that you did something wrong.
Crying. Showing your condition as well to get people to sympathize with you. There's no sympathy around here, babe. That apology, it wasn't even an apology. That speech was terrible. And you need to go and fire your PR if that's what they told you to do. Because that was not it.
Some PR teams are just the worst. Like, some of the strategies that they tell their people to do are just like, they backfire really badly.
So sick and tired of these brands getting away with these things. And it's not even just brands, it's creators that do the same thing as well. Your staff is not inclusive. Your brand trips are not inclusive. Your products are not inclusive. Talking about, oh, the eyeshadow, it can work for everyone, yada yada yada. We know that that's a lie, because your bronzers aren't even inclusive to everyone. I've got the darkest
Exactly my point. Like, if your staff is not inclusive and you're trying to create an inclusive brand, that's just not going to work, because probably everyone in the back is going to be blind in the same spots. Like they're going to have the same blindnesses and same biases. So you need to have that sort of like friction and sort of like balancing of each other's beliefs and each other's experiences for you to create a brand that is diverse. Because even if, like, for example, you have, I don't know how difficult it is for a brand to just reach out to certain people that they are creating the product for and talking to them, asking them what they love, what they hate about the product, and just interacting with them, learning about them. Like, it's not that difficult. It's really not that difficult.
Shade of the bronzer, and I still need to pack it on. Don't get me wrong, I love the bronzer, but for my skin tone, for me to be using the darkest shade, what is that saying about my dark skinned sisters, please? If I now want to go and buy one for my sister who is darker, I can't even get her the bronzer because it won't even be her skin tone. It will even be too light. And as for the contour as well, it's just ash. I'm just so tired of these brands getting called out and then coming on here to cry and do woe is me. It's getting absolutely ridiculous now, and I'm so sick and tired of it. You're tokenizing black people, putting black people here and there on your page to get people to just be quiet and not say anything. I haven't even posted them for a long time. I used to use the bronzer in every single makeup video that I did, every single live. Those who used to come into my lives, you know, I was always using their bronzer. When was the last time you saw their product featured in a video? Because I realized that the owner is bad vibes. When I would go into the lives, whenever black women are there asking questions about the shades and the inclusivity, she'll get so defensive. And I'm just like, they're trying to buy your product. Why are you getting upset that they want to know if your product is inclusive towards them? It's very weird. And talking about the people that are there, oh, because they've been selling a lot, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure they all deserve to be there. But I've defo seen a lot of people who are diverse that have been going hard for the brand, that I know have sold a lot of your products. So there is no excuse. It has nothing to do with followers, like you said, but I've seen plenty of people that have gone hard for your brand, and people that are saying, oh, it's not the creator's fault, they're just there for the trip, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sure they kept quiet though. When they looked at every single face in there and saw that they all looked the same, I'm sure they didn't say anything. They also need to be held somewhat accountable, because if you're going on a trip and you're not researching the brand and knowing that the brand is not very inclusive and you're still going on these trips, then you're an accessory, babe. It's as simple as that. Yes, enjoy your brand trip, but then don't turn around and say that, oh, this and that, because you're an accessory at the end of the day. Because I'm sure you went on that brand trip and you didn't say anything. But
I tried looking for the original apology video, but apparently it has been privated and removed. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, the video was removed. So I think that's not even a good move on its own. At the end of the day, I think it's very important that businesses appreciate the people that support them and understand and know the people that support them, and not feel entitled or like pretend to be something that they're not. Just be honest and be what you are. State explicitly in your mission statement what you are and do exactly what you are. I also had an experience once where I had bought shawarma from like a stand in town when I was like in town and whatnot. And I remember I bought it and I was like, I'm going to eat it when I get home because I don't want to start cooking, like whatever. And I got home and the chicken was like raw. It wasn't like cooked. And I remember the next time I went there, I was like, oh, last time when I got the shawarma, the chicken wasn't like ready. Then the man got mad at me. He was like, you can't be saying that. I was like, well, it wasn't ready. He was like, no, you can't be saying that. What if people hear you? And I'm like, well, I'm talking to you. You're the one who's like raising your voice. So who's going to make the people hear? I was just like, I'm just telling you what I experienced last time because I don't want to eat raw chicken. Just like make sure that it's like not raw this time. He was like, no, you can't be saying that. You can't be saying that, madam. No, this, da, 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 da. I was like, oh, well, then I'm just going to take my business elsewhere. And it's been, I don't know, maybe even 5 years. I always just pass by that place never get shawarma from there ever again, because obviously they don't understand what it means, to hear what your customer experienced. And it's just simple. He could have just said, oh, I'm so sorry. This time I'll make sure it's good. It's like, it's ready. As you can see, it's ready. It's good. And I would have been like, oh, okay, sure. The fact that I even went there for the second time is because the times before I never had raw shawarma from there, like raw chicken from there. Like, it was the only time, but he didn't. He just went straight and became defensive. And I think that's just like a terrible way of running a business. If your customer tells you something, especially if they're being respectful, listen to them, understand, because that's something that you can work on, something that you can improve. And if you choose not to, that's your problem. If people start leaving you, people start saying bad things about you, that's your problem. That's the end of this video. I would love to know what you think in the comments. Have you ever experienced something terrible with the business, or something that you find irritating about businesses online and even in real life, whatever it is? Anyway, see you later.